for our chicken saute with our quick pan sauce, we're going to take 2 chicken breasts and we're going to season them with some salt and some pepper. And then we're going to dredge them into some flour. Here we go. Dredge them into some flour and then have them ready to begin to saute. For sauteing, we're going to heat up some butter and some olive oil in our pan. We're going to saute our chicken breast. We're going to remove them, and then we're going to add in some chopped onion and garlic. We're going to saute that. Then we're going to capture the fond that's in the pan by adding some chicken stock, white wine, reducing that, adding a little bit of heavy cream, and then we're going to finish it off with a garnish of chopped fresh tomatoes and fresh herbs. So now our pan is hot, and we're going to start adding in our butter and our olive oil. So we're going to add in our butter, which is about 2 tablespoons. And we're going to add in our olive oil, which is also, we'll do about 2 tablespoons. And we've got a very nice hot pan. Very important, you want something very hot when you saute. Of course, saute means to jump in French, and we literally mean that the fat is jumping in the pan. So we want to put our chicken breast down and get a real nice sear and a nice caramelization on the outside. We always put our chicken down what we refer to as presentation side down. So I'm going to take my first chicken breast and I'm going to put it right down into my fire, into my hot fat, and then add the second chicken breast, put that down into the hot fat. Pasta is done, so we're going to go ahead and strain it, and our chicken is ready to be flipped. So we're going to turn that over. Look at that beautiful golden crust we have. So we're going to flip that. So I'm also going to take my pan off of the heat, and I'm going to pull my rings back over the heat. There we go. And then I'm going to add my pan right back on there and let that continue cooking. So now it's at a little bit lighter, more gentle heat, still sauteing. So let's go ahead, strain our pasta. So our chicken is cooking well. It is sauteing nicely. We're going to cook our chicken completely topside on our cook stove. Let's think about our heat real fast. We've had our oven door open or our firebox door open. I'm going to go ahead and close that now. That's going to lower our heat also a little bit. And I'm also going to close the damper, that top damper that we've had open about 3/4 of the way. And this will kind of slow the whole stove down because now we're going into a little bit more of a gentle cooking cycle. So we're going to go ahead and allow our chicken breast to finish cooking. Of course, we want it to reach 165 degrees internal temperature. And then we're going to take that out. We're going to put it over here on our pan that we're going to keep it warm. And then we're going to create our pan sauce from our fantastic fond that's in the pan that we've sauteed the chicken in. So our chicken is right about at 152. So I'm going to go ahead 153. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to move it to my back pan right here. And then I'm going to switch I'm going to take my pasta pan and I'm going to pull it over here. I'm just keeping that warm. I'm going to bring this up here because I seem to have more heat here than I have in the back. This kind of back right-hand corner is the least area of heat. So we're always going to have a cool spot back here. But now we've got our chicken ready to go, continuing to cook, and that's going to cook to 165. And now we're ready to go ahead and make our pan sauce. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take off my excess fat and put that away. And then to my pan, I'm going to add my onions. And I'm also going to add my garlic. This is a really quick pan sauce, doesn't take very long at all. So we're going to add in our garlic. We're going to let that cook around for just a second. Oh, you can already smell the wonderful smell of the garlic and the onions. And of course, that ever-present wood smell smells so wonderful. Then we're going to go ahead and we're going to add in our liquid. We've got our chicken stock, some white wine. We're going to let that go and let that reduce. We're going to let that cook, and this will go fairly quickly. Once again, this part of the stove is very, very hot. In fact, our oven is registering almost 350 degrees. So our stove is heated up very, very nicely in this process. So we're going to let that cook, let that reduce just a little bit. And then once that reduces down just a little bit, we'll watch it bubble and turn just a little bit. There's our chicken. Our chicken's at 165. So we are ready to go. So we're going to go ahead. We'll turn that off. And now our sauce is ready to add in. We're going to add in our heavy cream and let that mix around. So this is a recipe I do a lot. In fact, I actually teach my culinary students this recipe. This is one of their first pan sauce recipes they make in class. So we're going to let that heat up, let that bubble just a little bit. What's so wonderful about wood cook stoves and about the Lacunza Clasica is that everything is such a gentle cooking. It's such a gentle heating and cooking. It's really, really not impossible, but it would be pretty darn difficult to burn things on here unless you just weren't paying attention, because everything cooks very gently. It's not like the intensity of an electric stove or a gas stove. It's a much more gentle heating. So as you can see, our sauce is reducing nicely. We're getting a nice, what we refer to as a nappe consistency. So I'm going to go ahead. We're going to add in just a little bit of salt. We're going to add in a little bit of pepper. And we're going to shake that up just a bit more. Let that reduce just a little bit. Let that kind of thicken just a little bit. Now you can also, if you don't want to add in the heavy cream, you can just reduce the chicken stock down and use that as kind of a julienne. Or you can also reduce the chicken stock down and you can add in pats of butter and swirl that in for kind of a Monte Beurre sauce. So we'll add that. Now we're going to go ahead and add our garnish. We have our fresh tomatoes. We're going to add in some herbs. We've got some parsley here. And then we're going to swirl that in. And our sauce is going to be ready. And we're going to be ready to plate our fantastic dish. So there we go. Let that cook just one more minute. Look at that. It's so beautiful. It's got a beautiful sheen. What a great, great sauce. So we've kind of used our stove. We've done a saute on it. We've boiled on it. We're doing a more delicate sauce. We're keeping things warm. So you can see just around the whole area of the stove, we're using every area and every kind of heat zone that we've got, from very, very hot to mildly hot to much less hot toward the back. So our meal is ready. As you can see, Humphrey, my dog, is ready for a bite as well. So we have made a fantastic saute of chicken with a quick pan sauce on our Lacunza Clasica. Let's take a quick bite and see how it is. The chicken is juicy. It is perfectly cooked. Oh, with a great sauce. Great seasoning. The garlic, everything's so good. Got that wonderful caramel flavor. Delicious. So, thank you so much. We've had a great time talking about cooking on our Lacunza Clasica. We just love it. It's just such a beautiful, beautiful stove, such a great addition to our home and to Grand Cuisine. So, Lacunza Clasica, we thank you so much. And woodcookstove.com. We appreciate all of your support and your generosity. So happy cooking, and we will see you soon. Remember, like and subscribe to us. We want to see you here on Grand Cuisine. Lots of fun things coming up. Have a great day.